Hello and welcome to the Lore for Dummies podcast, episode number 1. I'm Protheon and I'm with my co-host here,
Hi, I'm Equinox.
and we are going to be going over some lore topics. So, really quick before we start, I feel like we should kind of explain what this is. I mean, the title says Lore for Dummies, but
Yeah,
what does
that
that
could
really
be
mean?
deceiving,
Right, because,
kind of.
we're not calling anyone dummies. We're not calling you a dummy
Well,
or me a
I
dummy.
kind of am a dummy,
Well,
so
no one's a dummy. There's also no such thing as a dumb question, which I feel like might be a theme throughout this
yeah, no dumb
video.
questions here. This is a safe place for
Yes,
people who want to learn about lore.
exactly.
And I guess, I feel like it's a good time to throw it in here. If you have any questions yourself, put them in the comments.
That's great.
We'll go through all we can and just kind of try to answer.
All 10 comments on this video. We will look through
Hey.
each and every one.
Hey, it's a start, man.
We will take the time out of our day to look at everyone's comment. I promise.
Listen, bro, even if one comment, bro, somebody's gonna have a question and we're gonna answer it. It might make their day. It might make their day.
On the show. Yeah, that sounds like a great. We're just coming up with ideas on the spot.
Look at us, dude. Brainstorming.
So quick recap. As most of you know, I'm Protheon. I play Destiny like every time an expansion or season comes out for like 3 weeks, and then I play it like every now and then until some new stuff comes out. But throughout this entire time that the game has been out, I look into the lore a lot. I don't know everything, but I know quite a bit. On the other hand, I have Equinox here, who how would you say your relationship with Destiny lore is? How familiar are you with it?
Absolutely nothing. Honestly, really nothing. I know Crota. He's like Orch's son, right?
Yeah.
Listen, okay. This is me for Destiny. I played the game when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. I love the shit out of it.
Yeah, you could.
And then I played D2 when it came out. And it was really fun. I played with you pretty much my entire time playing Destiny. Well, not in the beginning, but ever since I did, up until this point, yes. As of now, I don't play Destiny all that much because, well, I don't know, I play a lot of other games, but I'm still just super interested. Like, I know there's many times where I've come and joined a party and be like, hey, what's going on in Destiny? Like, I saw the new raid, like, what's happening? I'm so interested in the lore, but never have the time to just kind of sit down and really get into it myself. So this is why I'm really excited to just have you explain it to me.
Yeah, so that's kind of the whole idea behind this. Did you want to get started right away? Is there anything else you can think of before we start?
No, I mean, if people have like topics they're interested in, throw them in the chat too. I guess it goes along with questions, not the chat, the comments.
Yeah,
it goes along with the questions thing, but yeah.
All right.
No, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I think we should get started. We're gonna start with I feel like a lot of people have heard this before, but might not know everything about it. It's actually from Destiny 1. It's the Battle of Twilight Gab. Does this sound familiar at all?
Yes, it does. It does sound very familiar.
If you had to just throw a guess, what is the Battle of Twilight Gap?
All right, so there's obviously a gap somewhere in the ground. That's a good start, right?
Yeah. Context clues.
Okay, I'm using context clues. So Twilight, it's a little bit darker, or there's vampires, but I haven't seen vampires in Destiny, so we're gonna go away with that topic. So it's dark. There's a gap. Somebody falls in.
What if it's metaphoric though? The Twilight.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead. Someone falls.
Okay. Somebody falls in the gap, and then, you know what? Just get on with it, dude. We're not gonna get anywhere with it.
So I don't know if you remember, but there's a map in Destiny called Twilight Gap, a PvP map.
Mm-hmm.
And are you familiar with the giant guns on the one side of the map that like shoot artillery? Does this sound familiar at all?
Barely.
I have pictures. Remember?
Yeah. If you wanna, hit me up with some pics.
I would. Okay, I'll hit you up with some pics. Give me 1 second here.
Okay, that's not what I meant.
Well, I'll do it as I talk. So, this is a PvP map, and it has a lot of significance to it. But in order to talk about that, we have to go back before the Traveler even came.
Really?
To our solar system. Yeah, just a little quick, like,
So this might be a little off topic, but
Okay.
this is a question about the Traveler, right?
All right.
So before it was the Traveler, what was it? Like, is it called the Traveler because it likes to move around?
We call it the Traveler because it moves around, but that's not what other people call it. And this
All right.
actually is a perfect segue because
Really? No
before the
shit.
Traveler came to yeah, no,
Oh
seriously,
wow.
before the Traveler came to
Oh,
us, it was with the Alinsky, otherwise known as the Fallen.
I did
I
know
think
that.
I
That I did know.
and they call it the Great Machine. They don't
I
call it the
I knew that
System.
too. Oh, dude, why am I even
Okay,
here?
maybe
I
you're
know
smarter
everything.
than I think. Yeah, it sounds
You're
like it.
smarter than a Destiny fifth grader.
So they had the Traveler, and I think when the first cutscene in Destiny, that memorable cutscene of them discovering it on Mars, it like tripled lifespans,
Yeah,
technology,
yeah.
you
Just
know, went off the
everything
moon.
just surged. It was great.
Exactly. So they
And
did
for
the
good.
same thing for the Fallen, or the Alinsky at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Base exploration, and actually there's a gameplay mechanic. You know that Fallen captains like blink, they like go invisible and then reappear. It's because they learned that from the Traveler.
Really.
Hmm.
Look at them. Do they have an exotic helmet too that makes it better?
No, there's no point because they all die in like 3 seconds anyway, so there's no point in putting exotics on them.
Yeah, this is true. What a waste.
So then the Traveler left them with no warning. It just left, and that caused an
Really.
event called the Whirlwind because they didn't
Mhm.
know what to do and they were lost. I mean, they had all these resources, and this thing kept giving them, life, and it just disappeared, and they
Think,
they freaked out.
I'm kind of just imagining in my head, right?
What?
So the Traveler is a church, and the Fallen are all the people in the church, right? Everyone's down on their knees praying, "Oh, great Traveler, we love you so much." And then I'm just picturing the church is like floating up, leaving everyone on the floor, and the church just floats away. Everyone's like, "Hey, what just happened?"
Just like a
It's very,
normal Sunday, and they just
yeah, normal
left.
Sunday.
So the Fallen freaked out, and
I
they
can
didn't know what to
imagine.
do. So they created different houses based off of different beliefs of what they should do.
Okay,
Do you remember the Fallen houses at all?
that's definitely the House of Wolves.
That's going to be very important later.
I
There
feel
is
like
the
that's the
House of
most
Wolves.
prominent one,
There are
right?
4 other ones in Destiny 1. Can you name any of them?
Hmm. Uh, some of the Devil's
Yep.
House.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
correct.
damn.
There's 2 on Earth. That was one of them.
The Devils. Is that where the Devil's Lair comes from?
Yep.
Okay.
That's Sepix Prime was with the House of
Hmm,
Devils.
damn. Um.
The other ones were
Yeah.
gold and yellow on Earth.
No, I'm at a loss.
Kings, House of Kings.
Okay.
And then
I feel like
there
I've
was
never heard that, but it makes sense.
yeah, and then there was the House of Winter on Venus. They were like white and light blue.
Oh, that's cool. I
And
like that.
yep. And then the wolves, as you said earlier,
Hmm.
and
Where
the
the
House
wolves
of
located.
yep, and then there were the House of Exile on the moon. They were
All
green,
right.
and then Judgment is Varix's house, and he's like the only guy there.
Really, it's just
So
him.
poor dude. Yeah,
He's
just
just
him.
chilling.
He's
Freaking
like
very.
it's like a super ancient house.
Really.
So he's like the last survivor of it, and no one else is joining him. I don't know why, but maybe we'll explore that topic later. The Varix little
Ooh.
Varix episode.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. So they were pissed that the Traveler left, and I think this is just my inference. They're like, we got to get that back. So they followed it to our solar system. I don't know if there's lore to why the Fallen are in our solar system. I'm assuming they're here just because the Traveler was here and they're chasing it down.
I mean, yeah, it's not like it said, "Hey, I'm done with you guys." It kind of just left. So some people are probably like, "Oh, well, are we supposed to follow it? Or are we supposed to just,
Right.
you know?" They left in a
Right.
panic, so I can understand that.
Yeah, so the Traveler walked out the door and they chased it down, and Traveler has a new family now. Has new, kids, wife. It has a
Uh,
new family, and they're
yeah,
pissed. They're pissed. I mean, I'd be pissed too. I can't really blame them.
yeah. I mean,
So all the houses, all the fallen houses, kind of disperse into our solar system. Finding resources, seeing if the traveler is gonna like choose them or not, because it was with them for like years,
yeah.
decades,
And,
hundreds of years. I don't know if that time frame
I
is
wonder
really
how it
real.
found us. Like, what did we do that the traveler was like,
Good
"Hey,
question. Maybe it didn't think that the Alinsky or Fallen can defend it. a new home.
Is that what it's worried about? So the traveler's just kind of selfish?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I know the darkness and has been like following the traveler for a while.
Yeah, that I do
Yeah.
know. All right. Okay. It's
So
getting
so
juicy.
they, so they're, salvaging human resources, from Venus and Mars and everywhere. That's why you see them on all these planets. They're kind of junkers. I mean, they make shanks and, you know,
Freaking
servers
Shanks.
give them, yeah, terrible.
That tweet about the Shank exotic, whatever.
The Shankaburn?
Yeah, that's all I
Great.
could think of. Freaking Shankburn.
What a stupid perk. Well, turned out to be nice, but
Yeah, it turned out to be helpful, but yeah,
so eventually they got pissed and they decided to unite their houses because the houses were not on good terms. I mean, they're like gangs essentially. They're
yeah. I mean, the fact that there's 5 houses kind of makes me think that they're obviously not getting along. Because
yeah.
like if they're all like cool, they'd be like, "Yo, just one house. Who cares?"
There's actually a lot more. They just don't exist anymore.
Oh, there
So
was more.
yeah, there
Damn.
was more.
I wonder
Um,
if there's like back where the traveler was with them originally. I wonder if like there's more. Obviously you said there's more, but maybe there's
like
still some
some didn't leave.
existing there. Yeah, some were like, well, you know what? Well, this is where we've lived for this long. I mean, yeah, we had a traveler, but it just left. We're not gonna drop everything just because some ball floated away.
Yeah, I never thought about that. They're probably not all the fallen can be in our solar system.
Yeah, there's
Some of
no
them have
way.
to be. I never thought about that. That's a good
Somebody
point.
had to stay behind.
Well, maybe someone did stay behind. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so they decided to all unite again, and they're going to attack the last city and take the Traveler, which is pretty much what Gaul did, like decades later.
Yeah,
That did
my
turn out
boy
pretty well for him.
Gall.
Yeah, Gary. Uh, so they're like, all right, let's unite. Let's do this. So the House of Devils on Earth,
Hmm.
which you named them right off the bat,
Yeah,
they
that's
started
the one I remember the most.
yeah,
For
so they
sure.
started communicating with the other houses to try to unite them all and to lead the attack to like take back what they once lost. And little foreshadowing here.
Okay.
One house was not there. One house was never
I
at the
mean,
battle.
is it the House of Judgment? Because only one guy.
Yeah, sure. House of Judgment. It was the House of Wolves. They were never
Oh,
there. Why
really?
didn't they get there? Why didn't they get there? Well, we're
They
gonna find out.
overslept.
They were slept on. No one gave them a call.
Yeah.
So what happened was the Awoken in the Reef were intercepting signals that the Fallen
Really?
were going to attack the last city.
Okay.
And they didn't tell the last city. They knew that it was gonna happen and they
Those
never told them.
freaking Awoken, man.
Yeah, they kinda suck.
They, I mean, I love them and I hate them. Like Mara Sov, right? That's the queen.
Yeah, as the queen. Yeah.
Babe, she's great. She's great. She's cool. I like her. But at the same time, I hate her. Like,
Yeah,
you're giving me mixed signals here.
I don't know what her end game is. Like ever. I never know what
You
she's
never
doing.
know, dude. She's such a schemer.
Yeah, she really is. Um so Marasov heard these communications
Yeah.
and heard that the House of Wolves were coming. So they came from out of the solar system. I guess they weren't in or at least the inner part of the solar system, by
Okay.
like Mars and stuff. So they have to
Yeah.
get through the reef. And Marasov's like, no, 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 no. They're not getting through here. And that started something called the Reef Wars,
Hmm.
where Marasov and the Awoken killed the Kel of the House of Wolves, and she pretty much hijacked their army because how Fallen hierarchy work is whoever kills the Kel becomes the new Kel.
Okay. So Kel's like leader, right?
Yeah, so that's
Right.
why you see in Destiny 1 there's the House of Wolves working with Marasov, the
Because
queen.
she is their Kel.
Yeah, but a lot of them did not want to work for her at
Okay.
all.
Right. So side bit, right? Question. Marsov supposedly dies to Oryx because that dreadnought blast, boom.
Mhm.
So they work for him now. Is that how that works? Like
Well,
technically?
I remember a few months ago, or before that, there was the House of Wolves where remember Skolas,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Fricker.
yeah.
That
Memories
guy.
back that was 5 years, 6 years ago? 5
Freaking
years
prison
ago?
elders, man.
Yeah. So they ended
Good
up leaving
times.
her, but they worked for her for a while. Very
Okay.
long time. So she hijacked their army, and they never got to where they needed to go.
Really?
And that probably was the turning point in the war
No
because,
way.
I mean, obviously they didn't take the last city, but if they had that extra health, I mean, help,
You never know
you never know. So that was a big turning point
in the
the
war.
in the War of Twilight Gap. So the other houses were getting bored of waiting for the House of Wolves because they never came. They're like, "All right, the wolves aren't coming. We're just gonna attack the city anyway." So they
Hmm.
surrounded the perimeter of the city. You know, there's like a big wall around the last city, and they tried to attack on a lot of fronts.
Yeah.
And there were spider tanks firing artillery at the city.
All right, those things are
And
light work, though. Come on,
that is
spider
true.
tanks.
That is true. That is why we have those artillery turrets on the Twilight Cat map because
Really? So
those
that's
things
why.
were. Yeah, so that's what they were made for, was to get rid
Okay.
of the spider tanks? Walker tank? I don't know their official name. Walkers? Spider tanks? I think we just call
Um,
it spider tanks. I think it's a walker.
I don't know, man.
Whatever, walker. And there are a few famous names at this battle. There's Lord Shax, he was there. Lord
My boy,
Saladin, yep.
Lord Saladin.
Savala, and someone you might not
Freaking Savala.
expect. Anna Bray. Anna Bray was at this battle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was at the Battle of Twilight Gap.
Damn.
Yeah.
Some familiar
Uh,
faces. Nice.
exactly. But we thought she was dead. Anyway,
So we.
we're in a.
Oh, we thought you said. Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Gonna get
she's kind of
juicy, huh?
reawakened. Yeah. So
Ooh.
things were not looking good for the city for like a long time. One of the fronts ended up getting breached. That the Fallen started like getting into the city, and
Really?
Guardians like try to stay defending that line, and they fell through. A lot of them died right then and there. So they just it's kind of a depressing topic. I'm sorry. First one kind of sad.
I mean, yeah. Hey, it is what it is, man. This is the lore of Destiny. This is what we're here for.
It is pretty dark. I would say like 80% of it's dark and
Really?
sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of them
Bumming me out.
died. Peace out. A
Sucks.
lot of them does suck. It's kind of weird because the only way that they could die is if, their ghost is destroyed. So I guess explosions and are they just
You have
they
to
see
blow
the
them up
ghost?
entirely.
Yeah, I Guardian death is weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool though, side topic. It's kind of cool that they built like respawning into like the game. Like that's just weird to think about. It's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
It's like with this Halo, where it's like, oh, you died, you respawn. But this is literally like, now this is a part of the culture almost. I don't know if culture
Right.
is the right word, but just like the part of this world. Like it's natural that people just come back to life.
Yeah, and I heard a theory that, there's certain areas where you have to have someone else revive you because you need someone else's light to get you up because the place that you're in is filled with darkness or
Well,
whatever.
that's like when
I
you
don't
do
know if that's
raids and
true.
stuff, right?
Yeah, like that's unique. Pretty unique.
No,
I
that does
agree
make
with
sense. Yeah, I do. So I like what you're saying though. It is cool that they were able to implement this concept into the whole story of the game.
Yeah, of respawning. I'm trying to think of another game that has that. I know one definitely does, but nothing's popping up at the top of my head.
Yeah, makes it feel more than gives it a little bit more than
Right.
just the video game feel.
Right. All right, this is where the drama comes in. Juicy drama.
Oh,
So
here we go.
Lord Saladin was the one that was in charge during this battle.
Yeah.
Lord Saladin.
Mm-hmm.
And
Iron
usually
Banner baby.
Titans, Iron Banner, Iron Banana. He
Iron
usually
Banana.
Titans usually lead like battles and stuff. I think it's just because they're brute nature. Like they're
It makes sense.
yeah. Well, he made a controversial decision and assumed that the city was just going to be done for because there were so many fallen everywhere, killing guardians left and right.
He
And
just
he
gave up.
ordered, yeah, he just ordered all fire teams to retreat. He told all of them to get out of there, except one guy
Oh,
said
here he is.
said "F that," and that man was Lord Shax.
Yep. We all know that.
He was like, no, Saladin, you're making a mistake, and I'm gonna go against you. I'm going to defend with my life." And Saladin was pissed, and Shax was like, "I don't care." So he led his fire team and pushed them all the way back. And like how I like to think of it is, other Guardians saw what Shax was doing and was like, "I'm gonna join
Yeah.
him. I'm not
Yeah.
retreating." That's how I picture it.
No, yeah,
And
that's the best way to think about it, I feel.
yeah, it was essentially a suicide. I mean, when there's that many, when you're being overrun like that, and you decide to run forward instead of run back, that's a suicide.
That's the true Destiny spirit right there.
Yeah. Well, it provided enough motivation, and they ended up pushing them back, and they reclaimed the city right
Yeah.
then and there because of Shax.
Freaking Shax.
What a guy!
I bet the
What
helmet stayed on too.
that
Didn't put
helmet
one
stayed on. He did not take that sucker off.
No. Uh,
That's gonna be an episode, 100%.
it has to be.
We're talking about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Even you know that.
Oh, I know.
I didn't know you do that.
You told me. Listen, the only reason I know anything is probably because some point in time you had told me. This is why this works.
It just works.
It just
Just works.
works.
So if you were Saladin, how do you feel about that? That someone went against your orders and succeeded.
I mean, like, he can't be mad that they reclaimed the city, but it does make him look freaking like shit. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna sugarcoat it. He looks bad. He literally said, "We're giving up," and then he said some other guy was like, "You know what? No, F the chain of command. We're fighting for our city, bro." They went to their hearts and they said, "You know what? This is what we believe in," and they fought for it and they won. I mean, I'm gonna be pissed because now I look like crap and I'm probably gonna get replaced. But yeah, no, there's no good way to look at it.
Yeah, he now because of this, he has a really rough relationship with Shax. Him and Zavala are good, but him and Shax are not good.
Yeah, they've always been.
Yeah, Titans on their big heads clashing. So he's pretty miffed. He's
Clashing?
pretty miffed. Yeah, see what I did there?
See what you did there?
They did not control the situation.
All right.
It was mayhem, that's for sure.
Yeah. Battle of Twilight Gap was a survival match.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Saladin is being pretty petty. Like he is still mad at him to this day. This happened like hundreds of years ago, and he's still
Honestly,
mad to this day.
that's crazy.
I think he's just mad because his thunder was stolen, like you said.
I mean,
it's all jealousy.
But here's the thing, right? If Saladin didn't say, "Hey, we're done," would the fire have been strong enough? Like the fire of the will, their ambition to fight would have been good enough? Like him bouncing on the fire, and then the other guy saying, "No, I'm going against that." Almost, sparked a new fire and gave people new courage almost. But I mean, we don't know. We don't.
We don't know.
You
also,
will never know.
Wolves were there, I think definitely it would have they would have lost the battle. 100%.
I mean, seeing that they were already losing and they were short on a team.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So Shax, out of fear, ended up making the Crucible to make Guardians stronger, because the Crucible was a kind of a thing. It was more used for bets, like whoever can beat who.
It's kind of like gambling, yeah. Like a Coliseum.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, pretty much. 100%, yeah. That's a great example.
Yeah. So he instead made it to just train Guardians to prevent an attack like that ever happening again. And I'm pretty sure just because Saladin was being petty, he made the Iron Banner. That's what I like to think. He's like, all right, you have your own thing, I want to have my own thing. That's my guess.
Yeah. You got yours, but mine's even tougher.
Yeah, mine's for Iron Lords.
Mine's only here for a week, and it puts people through true hell. True hell. Okay.
It's literally. Do you know what an Iron Banner is? It's just a wall. Think about that. An Iron Banner is just a wall.
Well, it's just a shield. It's just a shield.
You are running into that shield once a month for a week, hating your life.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's people out there, but I don't think out of the people I play Destiny with, I've ever heard somebody be like, "Dude, Iron Banner's great this week." I,
Yeah. No, you're right.
I don't know why. Not in
So
a,
I said earlier, but Anna Bray in this battle is presumed dead because she's missing. She's MIA.
she just disappeared.
Yeah, but we
Damn.
obviously learned that is not the case. She ended up faking her death because she wanted to explore her past because she knew that she worked with Rasputin in her past life, so she wanted to explore that.
Hmm.
Because I don't know if you remember from Warmind, but Zavala's like guardians aren't supposed to explore their past, and
Yeah.
she did.
What's the point of that? Like, why do they not want you to?
Uh, this is I'm assuming there is a reason somewhere. I have not found it, but I would
Okay.
assume it's like you aren't that person anyway. Like that person
Yeah.
is a very different person than who you are now, and like that it's kind of hard to explain, but you kind of get what I'm saying here.
Yeah. There's no sense in clinging on to the past. Like the past is the past.
Right, the past is the past, and that we should just focus on the now. And that finding your past might like discredit you as a guardian
Yeah.
because you'll be like obsessed with finding your past instead of focusing your
Yeah.
time and energy on defending the city.
Hmm. Okay. I know this is like a weird topic, but I just watched the movie Soul,
Yeah,
and it's kind of
dude,
like
that movie's so good.
it's really good, great movie. Please watch it if you haven't, and if you are able to watch it. But I don't know, just the whole like them jumping to Earth is kind of like making me think of Guardians. These little baby souls are just hopping in the portal. Woo!
We were chosen by the traveler.
And they just wake up and they're like, "What? This is not what I was expecting."
This sucks.
It's like, God, bro. I get why 22 didn't want to come here. All right, yeah,
So a few more points to address here. I don't know if you remember. I don't know the last time you logged into Destiny, but do you remember in the tower when you're in the tower, you like look
yeah.
around. The inner part of the city looks like awesome, and then the outer part is like dark and like under construction and kind of. Is this ringing a bell?
I mean, yeah, it does make sense. It brings
Yeah.
about yes. It's been a
So
while,
the
but yeah,
so the outer parts were abandoned because they're closer to the wall. So they're a little less safe. So it's those have been kind of more converted to like fortifications and like other walls and I don't
yeah.
know if it's traps. That's just an inference that I would have. Like,
Some Attack on Titan stuff.
sure, yeah.
You actually
So
have no idea what I'm talking.
no, I have no idea, but I
All right,
trust your word. You
it's
watch.
literally just a big wall, and then there's like four more walls. Like it's like one big ring,
Okay.
which is outer ring, and then there's another ring, and then another ring inside of that.
Is
So yeah,
Titan a place? An Attack on Titan?
okay, it's been a long time, so I don't want to sound stupid because somebody listening to this is probably like, "Oh, I know, no, you're wrong."
That's
I
gonna be
don't
one
know.
of the
I'm just gonna
comments
say,
that we'll look for.
but yeah, if you know, is Titan plays. I mean, I know they're called Titans. I'm assuming, yeah, because like, how is it Attack on Titan if it's not Titan? Who the heck knows? We're getting off topic too much.
Yeah. So, anyways, those parts of the city are more like fortification type stuff in case another attack were to happen. Which one and did end up happening, but they just flew over the wall, which I don't know why we have a wall anyway. But whatever. Topic for
Yeah, what
another
the heck?
day,
Huh?
I guess.
You just fly over. That's
Yeah.
so much smarter.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So that kind of sums it up. That kind of sums up the Battle of Twilight Gap. Are there any other questions or things you want to comment on about this one?
No. I
Yeah.
mean,
So that.
I, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I mean, I'll get back to you.
All
I'll
right.
get back to
Sounds
you.
good. Yeah.
No, yeah.
So that's why the Crucible is kind of what it is. I'm trying to think of like the long term effects of this. That's why we have extra fortifications on the wall. Um, that's House of Wolves. Marisov played a huge role in
Yeah.
defending the city. I don't know if we know that she did that for us.
I mean, we know, but
But yeah, we know,
they
but
don't know.
does Savala know that they were coming? That maybe someone knows, but I don't. I don't think it's said anywhere.
Yeah. That's
It's
weird.
kind of
It's just really
interesting
weird.
because if anything, then we would have to thank the Awoken a lot for that. But they didn't. I don't think they did it out of protecting us anyway.
Well, here's the thing, right?
They
You look
can't
at
read
it,
them.
you're like, oh, well, they're a bunch of jerks. They didn't help us at all. knew this was happening and they did nothing to do about like to prevent it or just give us a heads up. But
Yeah.
at the same time, the whole just her taking a whole house out of the battle really helped our back.
Yeah,
So
100%.
what? Hold up. What if did they know Gaul was coming?
The queen?
Yeah.
Well, she
I
died
mean,
from
if she,
Oryx, supposedly, but she's still
yeah,
alive,
I mean,
I
we know
guess.
that's not true.
Yeah. I
I mean, I
Yeah,
would.
because in the beginning of Destiny 2, they're like, "Oh, how are the satellites from the storm?" And he's like, "There are no satellites." And the next thing you know, they're just there.
Yeah,
I don't know how they snuck past everything. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't
You
know.
think somebody would see an entire Cabal army just coming, but
I love how our Guardian's not even there. It's like coming to the tower, like, "All right, another day." You
I
come
know we
back.
just show up and we're like, uh, yo, kind of makes me want to play that mission again.
It was a good mission.
It was a lot of fun,
While spamming his bubble in the back.
dude. I can't
That
tell you how
man
many
was
times I
holding.
died to that damn missile barrage.
It was almost better just not to be there because the missile barrage would only hit the bubble. So if you were nowhere near the bubble, you would have lived.
Yeah, if you're standing at the freaking fence at the end in the
Yeah.
railing, you're just like,
Mhm.
oh, oh, that's like it's always weird because Saval's like, everyone, the missiles are coming right here. Get here, get here. Uh, yeah,
I just like to think that that man was charging the super for like 3 years and was so excited to use it.
I mean, he used it twice in like 5 minutes right away, right?
Yeah, because he used it in the cutscene. And he's
Yeah,
like,
he
hold
used it in the
down.
cutscene.
And he did it again when,
I mean, if you sit in that room, he pretty much just keeps using it, doesn't he?
yeah.
What if there's a record for how many times somebody's gotten Saval to use his bubble?
He spawns orbs every time too. So,
So do you think
I don't
when
know.
like it was D1 when they came with the new subclasses, right?
Hmm.
So do you think you come back as a Titan, like you're a Titan, right? You come back to the tower, and you're like, "Yo, Saval, look at this," and he's just like, "Damn, I'm jealous. Wish I could go get that."
Well, we have the darkness now with stasis, and he's not happy about it.
Yeah.
He's
Can I
first
ask you
he
a
was
question?
like,
When is
"Go ahead."
Saval happy about anything that goes on?
That's
Okay.
very true. He's never happy.
I mean, I don't know much about lore, but I know Zavala is not very going on everything.
Yeah, in the Warmind campaign, he like hops out of that Rasputin room. And he's like, "What do you think you're doing?" It's like,
Yeah,
What are you doing in there? What are you doing?"
yeah, man. I he's just it's Zavala, dude.
He's gotten better though. I will say
Has he?
he's
Good.
he's been like the front face for the past few seasons. They developed him a lot. He's pretty
That's
cool
good.
now. I like him. Yeah.
I did. I know I hated him, but I hated that I hated him. I'm like, I don't want to hate this guy. Like he does so much
Yeah, 'cause
for
he's the
so many
leader.
people. He's like a
Yeah,
leader, and the leader. Sorry, I don't want to hate him. Like I know he's just trying to do good, but like you leave me no choice, man. I hate you.
right. Well, I think that concludes this episode of Lore for Dummies, episode 1.
That was fun.
It was fun. We'll definitely do one next week or maybe the week after, depending on our schedules. We'll try to
Yeah,
do this. Um, really quick before we do go, this is to my YouTube audience. This I plan on doing with Equinox like every week for at least the next few weeks. We're gonna
yeah.
we're gonna play around with this idea because we
Um,
we have a good time doing this. We used to do
I
this all the time.
yeah, I had a great time.
I hope you learned something. One of these days I should make a quiz
You know
for
what?
after this.
I have a notepad in front of me, but I was just so like involved in like my mind, I didn't even write anything down.
We
So
could have
I'm
like we could have like a beginning quiz to see how you do like right off the bat, and then at the end
yeah,
see how much you
that'd be
learned.
good. Yeah, that'd be good. I like that.
All right. Well, hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed this episode of Lore for Dummies. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for sticking around. Bye
Bye.
bye.